All right, there we go.
All right. Hi, guys. We are so excited to welcome our leader, Steph, in here, and she's going to be talking all about the business today, the Young Living business and how it works, and answer any of your questions. So pop them down into the chat. We were unable to go live when this happened, but pop them up and we'll answer them at any time. We also have a couple questions we're going to ask her ourselves. So we're super excited to hear about her story and about how she got started with Young Living. Steph, I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right, thank you. Well, you guys, I love spending time with you. Thank you for having me here. You make me feel really special. And here's the secret, guys. I'm not special. I am just an ordinary person who has passion for something, and you guys have the same passion. So I have not a doubt in my mind that anyone who's watching this will achieve anything that they set out to achieve, because you don't have to do anything, you don't have to be a unicorn. Okay. You just have to be someone who loves sharing something and loves other people. And you will, along with Lauren's coaching and all the resources that she has available for the team, you'll be able to achieve whatever success you want. So I started with Young Living. It was actually just this week, 3 years ago. And I had my little oil anniversary the other day, and that was fun. It's crazy to think about life before Young Living and like all that's changed since then, because gosh, I can't even begin to tell you how different my family's health is for the very first thing. It's like things are completely different for us, and I'm so grateful for that. And then just like my family's position otherwise, because I chose to do this as a business, and just all the flexibility that this business brings, especially right now with all the crazy times that we have going on, and being able to be home with my kids without skipping a beat while they're doing like their school from home and all that stuff, just like all the flexibility that it brings, as well as the paycheck and the lifestyle and the team, the community, like all the things. So it was honestly just one of the best decisions I ever made. And it's something that even on days where I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing X, Y, or Z, if I'm having like a lazy day, my purpose, my sense of purpose and my why is so strong that I will never stop doing what I do. I will always do this because I want this for the wellness, purpose, and abundance. Those are Young Living's like 3 main mission, like the words of Young Living: wellness, purpose, and abundance. I want that for my family, and I want it for other people too. And so that's why I share what I share, because I want it to ripple out as much as possible. Right now, our team has over 550 people. And that is something I'm super proud of, because the way I look at that, that's thousands of lives that are being touched, because typically there's at least a couple people in the family, in the household, that are, using the products. And to me, that's just like, it's just the beginning. I know that this is just the beginning for our team, but it's still looking back, like, 3 years ago, I didn't have any teammates. It was just me in my downline. I was the only, you are your team when you first start. You always have a team of one. Gary and Mary Young set up our virtual office so that you show as a team of one, even when it's just you. You never have 0 teammates. You always have yourself. And I love that. I think that's really cool. So it's the years have flown by for me, and I just love all the growth. And, I'm still just as passionate about it now, probably more than I ever was before.
I love that. So how did you get started in Young Living? Like, were you looking for a business, or were you looking for wellness, or what?
Yeah, both. I was looking for both. I had done another MLM previously, and I loved it. I was really successful with it. I was in like the top, I don't know, like 1% of the company for sales. And I was proud of that, but it was selling. I was selling. And I was hustling. Like every month I was hustling, and every month my numbers reset to 0 because it was not a consumable product. It was jewelry. Shocker. I'm actually very proud to be wearing jewelry made by my daughter today. And of course, these are made by Lauren. And, so jewelry, I love jewelry. I'm such a jewelry junkie. And so it was selling like a really cute brand of jewelry that I loved. And I still wear it all the time. But every month as a business person, I'd have to start from scratch and get all new, some customers would be repeat buyers, but not very many. So it was constantly doing parties and doing events and vendor shows and this and that. And it was like, I was in full on hustle mode. And I started to get sick of it, because I knew that the second I stopped, I would have nothing to show for it. It would just be over. And it's funny, because I was sitting on the beach with my husband in the Dominican Republic on a trip that I had earned through that company, which is something I was really, really proud of. And I sat on the beach in paradise, and I said to him, you know what? I'm done. Like, I am done with this. I'm sick of this hustling. I am tired of how hard I'm having to work to make this to make this happen for us. And I need something different. And at the same time, I also knew I wanted to make changes for my family's health. We had some issues that were just like recurring respiratory issues and digestive issues, emotional stresses, things like that. And I wanted to find a better way. And my friend Vesta had just started with Young Living, and she told me about the Young Living products, and I'd been kind of like, I didn't know what they were, and I just thought they were weird little bottles, and I was like, you're in a cult, like don't come talk to me about that, and we still joke about it to this day. But one day I called her and I said, like, listen, I'm gonna quit my jewelry business. Like, I've had it. And she said, well, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know. And I was tossing around some different business ideas, and ultimately decided that I wanted to stick with an MLM company, because I knew that if you get the right product and the right company, I knew that these businesses work. And so she said, what about Young Living? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crunchy and I don't know if that's my thing. And she's like, well, how about this? Give it 6 months. And if you like it, then, you stick with me. And if you don't, no hard feelings. And I was like, okay, I can do anything for 6 months. So I signed up in April. I got my kit at like the very end of the month. Like this time 3 years ago, I didn't even have my kit yet. And I started enrolling people in May. I enrolled a couple of people, in maybe three or four people that first month. And then I was able to just kind of get some people running along with me, which is honestly what makes this business so fun, as you guys who are here on the Zoom right now know, because you've all formed such a strong sisterhood with each other. And when you have someone doing it with you, it just makes it like, it makes, I don't know, for me, it fills my cup. And so I had some friends who started like running with me, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. And before we knew it, we were just doing classes together. We were doing them online. We were doing them in person. I was meeting friends for cups of coffee, one-on-one, phone calls, you name it. I was just telling everybody I could about what Young Living had to offer. And in just 5 months, we were able to hit the rank of silver, which was really, really exciting. And I was really proud of that. And then I was at silver for a while. And if you guys,
what silver is?
yes. So silver is, so in the company, everyone starts out, when you're a member, you're a distributor. And then there's the rank of star, senior star, executive, and then silver. And there's a few others beyond that. And every single rank in this company is important. Like every single step is important. And I can tell you that as a gold, looking back, like me hitting gold was not any bigger of an achievement than me hitting silver or executive or senior star or star. Like every step of the way is something to be hugely celebrated, because it happens at such a, like exponentially, that honestly, like the work that I'm doing to be gold now isn't any harder than the work that I was doing when I was hustling to hit star. It's the same thing. It's just now I have other people doing it with me. And so that's what makes the difference, is like the bunny. I like to think of it as baby bunnies having baby bunnies, and then more and more bunnies are born, and before you know it, you have all these cute bunnies, or in our case, like amazing members of our tribe and business, friends who share and all that stuff. And it's just, you can't reach the rank. You can get to silver on your own if you're like an incredible enroller, but you can't get beyond that yourself. So just talking numbers really quick, silver is when you have a total sales volume every month of 10,000 OGV, which is basically, it's pretty much like, you can look at it as like $10,000. And then you have two people under you, two different people who we call them legs, who have 4,000 under each of them. And then so you have 4,000 or more in either of those, 10,000 total. And then 1,000 of the 10,000 has to be outside of the two legs. So there's all sorts of charts and stuff, and I'm sure Lauren has gone over all this for those. I know that you girls who are on right now know all this, but for anybody new, so when you're first starting, you're like, holy cow, like 10,000 sounds like a lot. Like I remember looking at the chart and being like, how am I even gonna make it to star? But before long, I was a star. And then before long, I was a senior star, and so on and so forth. And I know that I'll be able to look back in a couple years as a diamond and crown and royal and be like, oh, I remember when I was a gold. And it won't have been that different. Like, it's just a matter of letting what happens. When you share something you love and you teach someone else how to do it, then they go and do it. And then like your team grows while you're sleeping.
That's so true.
Every morning I wake up, I'm sure you do too. I wake up and I'm like, oh, wow, I've got like 3 new team members this morning. And I was literally sleeping. And, that translates to income for my family. And that's like something that I did not have before in the jewelry business. And so I'm so grateful for that, because, I'm a hard worker. I will work very hard, but I also want to be smart. And if I'm spending my time on something, I want it every minute I'm spending with on my business is a minute I'm not able to spend with my family or my friends or, doing something I want to do. So when I'm working, like I'm focused on, is this something that's going to grow my business? Because otherwise, I don't want to be leaving my kids or my husband, or my friends or whatever, like to work if it's not going to pay off, not just today, but in the future too. And that's what Young Living
Exactly.
provides. It provides the residual income that month after month. I can tell you that every month when we start the month, I can look at my projected volume for the month and it's already like, it's big. And that's because of Essential Rewards and because we're teaching people to love the products. We're teaching them how to use the products, and we're teaching them the benefits of Young Living membership and why it makes sense for them to get products through Essential Rewards and no other way, because that's how they get the most for their money. And I'm always trying to help people get the most that they can, like for their dollar, because they work hard for their money too.
So will you explain why, like how this is different than the jewelry business as far as an MLM? Like,
Oh yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, it's completely different, you guys. It is. So first of all, I mean, the structure, it's a consumable product. People use these products month after month after month after month. And even if you don't finish every single bottle of oil that you have every month, Young Living has 700 products. So there's literally something for everyone. I mean, there's everything that touches my body and my family's body. And I see you guys nodding your heads. It comes from Young Living. Even some of the foods that we eat, like the granola I eat for breakfast and the protein shakes that I eat, and the pasta and all those things, like it's from Young Living. Like, why would I go to the store and buy a subpar product when I can buy the best of the best and have it come right to my door? So it's consumable, and that is the biggest thing. Absolutely. And then second of all is the quality. Well, I mean, they're tied to me, like quality and, consumability are tied, because you have, like, quality to me is so, so important. And when you have the very best of something, you want it. And when you tell other people about it and they use it and they see results, then they want it too. And that's what this is all about. I mean, for me, it was a no-brainer, because sharing it with my friends, and then they started, Essential Rewards, not everybody, but, of course we always try to get as many people to take advantage of that program as possible, because it's literally amazing. And then, and then you just keeping them educated and keeping them trying new things and asking them what they like and making recommendations and all those things. There's a lot of education involved in Young Living, and I love that. I love helping people, empowering them, giving them knowledge, so that they can do things differently, because I know how differently I used to do things and how proud I am of where we've come as a family. And I want that for everyone. So that's why I do this, because it's literally like, I feel I'm so convicted about it. So convicted.
Right.
Like when I started learning the numbers of, like, percentages of people, the statistics about, like, 1 in 5, men and 1 in 3 women are going to have cancer by the age of 60, and that 90 to 95% of that is environmental. Like, when I started learning all those facts, I literally could not unlearn them. And that is another reason why I do this business, because people need to know those things, and they don't know them. I did not used to know those things, but now that I know them and I can help make a difference in other people's lives, I cannot be quiet. I can't not share. I hate to use a double negative, but I have to share this. I literally have to share this.
I love that. Okay, well, we all have a couple questions for you from the
Okay.
audience, not just from us. But
Okay.
we're going to go through them. I'm going to read a couple,
Okay.
and then I'll have Kinsey read a couple, and then Jess, and then I'll finish as well. So how do you find people that want to sign up, and then how do you help them sign up?
Okay. So honestly, a lot of people come to me, which is another thing that I love about this business, is I'm not like pounding the pavement searching for prospects and, like, all that stuff. It is not like that. It is not like that. Typically always it's identifying a need in someone, or someone identifying a need in themselves, and then seeking a solution. Whether it's just information at first, like they may not be ready for the products at first. They may not know they are. They may just have some questions. They may see something I posted about on social media and be like, oh, I have that issue too. Can you send me some information about that? Or can we talk about it? So it's really just a matter of sharing consistently, letting people know that these products and this lifestyle is making a difference for me, and that they're like, oh, I have that too. It's connecting to people as humans. And then they
Right.
want, yeah, and then they're like, oh, okay, like I want to learn more about this. And then I just set up some time to talk to them individually and then find out what their needs are, figure out the best way for them to get started. It's always with one of the premium starter kits from Young Living. That's always the route that I invite people to start, because it's the only one to me that really makes sense. And then, I just sit down and we get on the phone, and then I walk them through the process. And this is something that I didn't always do, but now I feel like it's really helpful to have someone walk through the process with you, because the website, like, it's not the most intuitive. And I know that they're making updates to it, but I will never let a website hold me back from getting someone started on this journey. So I look at it as my job to be like, okay, you know what? Like, let's get you all set up. Like, if you're ready to do this, let's get on the phone for 20 minutes and I will walk you through the process, because that also so when someone gets started, you want them to know that you're going to be there for them through every step of the process. And if you just like send them a link and are like, here you go, good luck, then they may have questions while they're doing it and they don't want to bother you. And like, no, it's not a bother. It's why I'm here. I'm here to serve you and to support you. And so, like, let's do this together. And I think when people get to do it alongside you, then they are like, okay, like, this feels good. They get comfortable with it and they start to feel empowered. It's like the glimmer of hope that, like, okay, I can do this. And then before long, they're just on their journey.
And that's really neat too, because that just means that they're not doing it alone. And so then they don't, and it's the same thing, like whether you're doing it as a business or whether you're just starting you to use the products, like there's so much in that community of like having someone to go to that knows a little bit more than you.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So,
and no one's an expert. Like, no one is an expert, and I love that even like Royal Crown Diamonds, who are like the very highest rank in the company, like they are always saying all the time, like, I don't know everything. That's why we have resources. That's why we have books. That's why we have, Facebook groups to go to. Like, that's why we have places to go, because it would be a waste of our time to go and learn all the things. We don't have to learn all the things. We just need to know
where to look. Like, it's fun to learn.
Know where to look for things.
All right. So if someone gets a kit, how can they pay for it? Like, how can they look to pay for it or pay it off?
Well, I love this, because my favorite people are the ones who tell me, I don't know if I can afford this. This is like, I'm like, what? First of all, this is something that, you need to always put your health in perspective, and wellness is not a luxury. Wellness is something that it's a necessity. And once people realize that, then they'll go to any length to get their hands on a kit and to become a member of Young Living. They will go to any length. I mean, I've heard of people literally like selling things, like mamas posting stuff in resale groups and like selling old strollers or bikes or whatever. Like, where there is a will, there is a way. And I love that Young Living provides the opportunity for every distributor to have every member to have a referral link, so that the second you sign up, before your kit even arrives at your door, you have a link, or that you can send someone, or you can just give them your member ID when you're on the website helping them sign up, where they plug your number in, and guess what? You're going to get paid by Young Living. So you get a minimum of $50 every time someone signs up if they get one of the premium starter kits. And then you sign up 3 friends and your kit is like 95% paid for. So it's brilliant. Like, anybody who needs the products and needs the membership, or who needs the money to pay for that, like, their friends probably need it too. So then their friends can go tell a few friends, and then they can get checks. And, like, that's just how it works. I love that they have that available to us. I love that this is an MLM company. And the other thing is, if these products were sold in stores, like, imagine if you could go to a store and buy Young Living, you would be missing out on so much. You would not be learning how to use the products. You wouldn't be getting plugged into a community. Like, you would be missing out on like so much of what Young Living has to offer. And that's why Gary and Mary chose this model. Yeah. What'd you say?
That personal connection of like having someone to talk to. Like, if you just had to figure this out on your own, there's no way.
Nope. There's no way.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then there's also the PayPal credit option, which is really cool. Like, you can always use that credit card option to get your kit if you need time. But right now we have stimulus checks and we have tax credits. And like, if you're wanting to start a business, there's no better time than right now. Like, if you're sitting at home trying to figure out how to make an income, this is perfect for that. And I
It
love
is.
that.
It really is. And we're leading up until like seriously the most exciting part of the year too. Like I love doing this in the summer when my kids are home. My kids are home now, but they're going to be home until September. And like, you know, what's great is that I can do this business alongside of my family. And, you know, they can go like right now they're playing or whatever they're doing. My kids are not like babies. They're, you know, 8, 10, and 12. So they're old enough that they can like fend for themselves when I have to go take care of things. And even if they were little, I mean, literally I would have a playpen right here and I'd have them right next to me. And that would be like, I would do that. That's what I did when I was doing my previous business when my kids were smaller. And you guys, I would run through a brick wall for this income, like potential for my family, because it's literally legacy income that you can build. And on my days, like I was saying before, on my days when I'm like, you know, I don't feel like, you know, doing this, that, or the other thing. I'm like, you know what? Like I am literally building brick by brick, day by day, member by member that I'm helping. I'm building something that will last for years and years and years and years beyond my lifetime. And because it's willable income. And so it is worth it. It is worth it.
What do you mean by willable income?
So if something were to happen to me, if I passed away tomorrow, once you hit the rank of gold, you can actually put it in your will to have your residual income that will continue to come in month after month from your Young Living business can be willed to whoever you choose it to go to, whether that's a significant other or children or whatever. So, you know, if something were to happen to me, then my family would still have my money that comes in every month. Now, would my business be thriving if I'm not working it? I'm not here to work it. Probably wouldn't be thriving as much, right? But all the leaders that I have running alongside my team, even after I'm gone, every member that you ever sign up, every member that any of my members ever sign up, that all will come up to my business. And it will, just like when, you know, same thing will happen for you, for everyone who gets started under you, you know, with you on your team. And like that money will continue to come into my family for forever, as long as Young Living exists. So
I love that.
yeah.
Kenzie, I'm going to let you ask your questions.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's so good. How are you?
I'm good. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, my first one is, aside from the referral or the enrollment bonus, when someone gets started with the starter kit, why should they enroll versus just shopping retail?
Okay. So I like this question a lot because this business is about helping people. Okay. If you are helping a person get one thing from Young Living, you're not really helping them. You're like not being the best friend that you can be to them. Okay. Because first of all, when they get one item, they're paying retail value. They're paying full price for it, which is just crazy town. When you become a member, you get everything at 24% off for life. As long as you order 50 PV, which is like $50 worth of stuff in a year, you get to keep your Young Living membership and you get everything at 24% off. And to me, like, I don't let my friends pay full price. I just won't. I won't allow it. Also, if they say like, I think I just want a bottle of lavender because like I need to sleep. Well, how do you know that lavender is going to be the oil that works for you? Because someone else peace and calming might work, or someone else stress away, or someone else frankincense, or someone else, you know, valor or whatever. And they are not like, they think they know what they need, but they don't. Like when I started, I thought I knew what I needed. I had no clue. And when you like it's not, you're not serving their needs when you allow them to buy one thing. And you're also, like I said, not being a good friend by by allowing them to pay full price. It's literally like, I don't allow it. The only people who I've ever had order retail through me before are people who I literally did not know were placing an order. Like people who just had seen my posts online and then like happened to sign up without me knowing it. And then I get the notification, like an email the next day, congratulations, you have a new retail member. And I'm like, what? Why do I have a retail member? I don't want a retail member. That means the person didn't understand. Like, and then I call them and, you know, eventually everybody who's ever signed up as a retail member with me, those couple who have snuck through, they've all ended up becoming members. And now, you know, they're using and loving the stuff because they've had a chance to learn and to try different things and all that stuff. Because having one product is not a lifestyle, and Young Living is a lifestyle. So if you're giving them one tool, that's like giving a carpenter like who wants to make, you know, a whole, I don't know, house, let's say. It's like giving them one tool and being like, here you go, build your house. It's not going to work. They need to have all the tools available to them, and they need to, and you know, if you like the carpenter, you want them to get a discount. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. Okay. My next question is, why is it considered an MLM and not a pyramid scheme?
Okay, well, a
How
pyramid
do you explain
scheme.
that to people?
Okay, so a pyramid scheme is actually completely illegal. And a pyramid scheme is when people are paying money towards something but never actually receiving anything. I remember being in college, and there were like, they would hit up the freshmen every year. Some like seniors would hit up the freshmen, and like they'd all be, you know, put $50 in, and then you get like 5 friends to put $50 in, and then you'll get that, you know, it's like, it was all this like hoax. It's literally, you can go to jail for starting one or knowingly participating in one. They're not, like, there's nothing good about a pyramid scheme. Young Living is a company that sells products. So if someone orders a product from Young Living, they're going to receive a product. So it's exchanging money for goods. And 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 it's a legit company. It's just like a different business model than going to a store and buying a product. They've eliminated the middleman. So instead of paying for like millions and millions of dollars for advertising and marketing and, you know, truck driving across the country to stock shelves and, you know, people in the stores stocking the shelves and all that stuff, they just cut all that out for expenses because they wanted to be able to put the money into the pockets of the people who were doing the educating, because Gary and Mary Young would not make these products available without a network of people who would teach people how to use them. So that's how it ended up as a multi-level marketing company. And Mary Young actually had experience. She was extremely successful in another multi-level marketing company before they started Young Living. So she had like tons of experience with it. And when she designed the compensation plan and all the things, she knew exactly what she was doing it. And she did it with us in mind. She did it with the heart of the distributor in mind, because she wanted all the things that can happen in a great MLM to happen with Young Living. And honestly, I've never seen a compensation plan that's better than ours, or any of the other bonuses that we get, like the retreats that we get to go on and all these other special things that they do once you start moving up through the company. It's the best. Does that answer that for you?
Love that.
Yeah, those are my only 2 questions.
Okay, thank you.
It's all you, Jess.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
When do I get to make the good money?
The good money. All right, well, tell me this. What do you consider the good money?
Well, this isn't really my question, but I would guess like Lauren, did you ask this question?
I didn't ask that question. That question came from someone from Kenzie. Kenzie, do you have something, or do you want me to fill in the blank?
I can answer it generically, but I was just curious if you had like something in mind.
Right? I'd say like $2,000 a month. Yeah,
Hold on.
hang on.
I would
Okay.
say, like, replacing income. So enough to replace a full-time job income. That would be what I would
Okay.
I say it depends on what your full-time income is. You know, like if you're going from a 6-figure job to this and expecting to make like a quick buck, like it's not going to happen. Because when you're building an empire, like you can't build it overnight. Like it takes years to do that. So it's something you have to be really realistic about. But a couple $1,000s is completely like, that's the silver. That's the world of the silvers. And, I would say I'm not allowed to get specific in this type of setting with my earnings, but I can tell you that when I was a silver, I was in that range. And if you look at Young Living's income disclosure statement, you'll see the average for silver. And I achieved that within 5 months of starting. Now I was working hard. I had a team, you know, with me, several people who were committed and doing it with me. But like I said before at the beginning of the meeting, if I can do this, like literally anyone can do this. Like, it is not, I am not a special, I mean, not to like sound like I'm beating myself up, but like, I'm not an extraordinary person. Like I just have passion and I have, and I love people. And because of those 2 things, like I have been successful and you can too. So to answer your question, silver is that rank. And then when you get to gold is a really wonderful rank. For me, gold was kind of like when I would start to take the pressure off of like my husband not asking me all the time, like, are you going to get a job? Like, because if I was working outside the home, I would be expecting to be earning gold or up salary for the background that I have and for the work that I did previously. And so for me, like being in this gold range now is like, okay, this is a really comfortable place for me and my family. And I'm not working like 40 plus hours a week. Like I'm doing this along with being a mom and doing, grocery shopping and laundry and, like kid stuff and everything. Like it's not, when you look at the dollars per hour at this point, it's really good. And I know that in the beginning, it can be a struggle because you're investing so much time and so much energy. I have been there, so I understand. But it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. And just know that the way this works is you put in a lot of time and effort at the beginning, and a lot of people quit. A lot of people quit. But you put it in, you put it in, you put it in, and then you get to this point where you have people, you have duplication, you have people doing what you do. And then all of a sudden it's like your check grows and grows and grows. And then once you're silver, if you have silvers under you, you get paid a generational bonus for them. And if you look at the comp plan, like you'll see how this works, but it's a couple $100s a month for each silver on your team. So that's when like the real money starts, is when you start earning generational income on the people below you who are silver and up. So, I'm expecting that at this time in a couple months, like my pay will probably like double, because I'll have like so many people who will be silver at that point, that my paycheck is going to be like, I'm going to be happy, really happy with it. Even though there've been times where I'm like, gosh, this is a lot of work. But as long as you never quit, there are 10 ranks in Young Living. If it takes you 1 year for each rank, okay? So year 1, you hit star. Year 2, you hit senior star. And I'm not suggesting that anybody like do this intentionally, but if you have 5,000 things going on in your life, or if you're not even meaning to build a business and you just kind of accidentally start building a business, which is what happens with probably 90% of people. Like I'm the exception starting this for the business. I'm totally the exception. Most people just end up falling in love and telling friends. But what's going to happen is, I just lost my train of thought. It just went, what was I? Okay, hold on. Where was I going? Let me think.
1 rank a year?
Yes, thank you. 1 rank a year. Think about this. If you could be a Royal Crown Diamond in 10 years, making like $150,000 a month or whatever the heck it is that they make, would you quit? Heck no. Heck no. Heck no. Heck no. And by God, if you don't run as fast as you can on the way there, like your head is on fire, to get there as quick as you can, that's what I'm doing. Like I think who is it? Richard Bliss Brooke wrote the book, like Mach whatever with your head on fire. I don't even remember the name of this crazy book, but I saw that and I was like, that's true. I mean, you want to run this business like your life depends on, because what you achieve because of it is literally impossible anywhere else.
And you literally said $150,000 a month, not a year.
A month. I will be happy with that. I will be very happy with that. And it won't all be for me. Like I want to do things like, I know we all in this business, we are not the kind of people who are here to like go buy 500 mansions around the world and like have yachts and all that stuff. Like we are not those people. We are here to do good in the world. We are here to share with people who need it. We are here to, build a legacy for our families. And, you can, if you want to go buy 50 million, whatever, you can do whatever you want with it. It's your hard-earned money. But that kind of money, you can't really spend that easily. And like, how do you spend that money?
That money can change lives.
And
you get rewarded. What I love is that you get rewarded for helping other people achieve their goals.
Yes.
That's my favorite part about the business.
Me too. My favorite part of the business is when people rank up. Like when end of month rolls around and people start ranking up, I literally dance around my house like a crazy person when people rank up. I get so stinking excited because I remember what it felt like at every single rank. And I'm literally like, I love the star rank. I love the senior star rank. I love executive. I love it all because I know how good that feels. And it's like, that's starting to make a difference in someone's life. That's someone's groceries getting paid for. That's someone's, car payment. That's someone's mortgage. Eventually that's paying for college for your kids. Like that is making your dreams come true. And other people, like it's helping other people make their dreams come true. And for me, that is like a huge, huge part of why I do what I do.
All right, Jess, what's your second question?
Okay. Now, when you get on ER, it's usually every month you need to order at least 50.
Yes,
Now, what if I need to get 100 to get a paycheck. What
correct.
if I need to skip a month of ER? Does that
Well,
like mess me up?
yeah, well, if you're looking to get a paycheck, you need to have a 100 PV order. You won't get a paycheck without a 100 PV order, and that's like those are products that you're buying for 100 PV. So it's not like you're paying $100 to some like
Right.
thing in the sky that like the money disappears. Like you're paying 100 PV, and you're getting those products. Um, if you are a member who's not building a business or doesn't have teammates under you, and so you wouldn't be missing out on a commission, if you are ever in a situation where you need to take a month off for whatever reason, you can call into Young Living and let them know, and they will give you one grace month. Now, this has come and gone over the years, so it's not always something that's been in place, but it is for sure right now. And Young Living has like a heart of gold. They're always looking to help members. So you can't do it like month after month after month, but you can certainly do it once. And I mean, you can find a way, a person can find a way to save $50 in 2 months. Like if they have to take 1 month off, they can figure out a way to scrape $50 together for the next month, So yeah, if you want a paycheck, it's 100, but I mean, typically, when you're sharing Young Living with other people and getting a paycheck, you're loving the product so much that like you can't live without them. So you'll do whatever you need to do to spend that $100 to get those products for your family. Yeah.
I love that.
Does that answer
Right.
it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that definitely does.
Sure.
All right. So how many people do I need on my team to be successfully like buying to be successful?
Well, I mean, it depends on how you define success. Like I'm a numbers person. So, well, not really, but like when it comes to this stuff, I am. So to give you guys an idea of like when I hit the rank of silver, I was right around 100 members is what for me. Now every business is different. So I can't say to you, you get 100 members and you'll be a silver, because that totally may not be the case if people are not on essential rewards, and there's a lot of different things that go into it. But in general, silver is 10,000 OGV. And if you have 100 members, let's say your average, PV per member is $100, then there you go. Then you're going to have some members.
That doesn't mean that I enroll in 100 people, right?
No,
That just means
no. That means on your team. Yes. So you might have only enrolled 10. You might have enrolled, 20. You might have enrolled 5. And then one of your friends who's on your team may be a freaking rock star and maybe signing up everybody she meets. So your team can explode, and every single person who you ever sign up and every single person that they ever sign up and so on and so forth all counts up towards your team. So, but when I throw that 100 number out there, I want to make sure it's clear that like, that is not a given. That is just my personal experience. And when I hit the rank of gold, it was, I was like, I think around like 450 or 500, somewhere around there. I want to say members of my team. For gold, it's 35,000 OGV per month. So $35,000, I guess you could call it. And then you have to have certain leg requirements as well.
Perfect. All right. Last question, unless someone else has one, is what's the most rewarding part of being a part of Young Living?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Why did you save the hardest question for last?
I
I mean, this is a really, really hard one.
You can give us 5 if you need.
Okay, I might have to. And I want to keep it short too, because I don't want to go on and on forever. For me, it's helping and empowering other people. That's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, I would be happy if I can only have these products for myself and my family. Like, I would be happy with that, because like I know that my family's life would be so different than it used to be. That would be amazing. But the fact that I get to share that with other people is like incredible. And then for those who choose to do the business, like the fact that I know, like looking at your faces right now and knowing how your lives will change because of this, like it's like, it just, I can't even put it into words. I really can't even put it into words. Just
I thought
knowing.
of one more question.
Yeah, knowing that you guys each have a mission, you guys each have things that are important to you, and knowing that you're going to be able to make it happen because of Young Living, and then doing that for your friends and family, like it's just, that's my favorite part.
I have one more question that just came to me. So if someone's like, okay, well, what does it look like to work? Like, what is working Young Living? What does that look like on a daily basis?
Okay, so if you're really structured, and your day is probably going to look a lot a lot different than mine. I am not a structured person. So it's something I'm working on. And that's another thing that shows if I can do this, anyone can do this, because like, I definitely, sometimes I'm like, hey, there's lots of squirrels running around in my brain, and that's okay. So I typically try to prioritize 3 things every single day that are my focus things that I want to get done. Like for me, I'll be done my work today when I have these 3 things done. Depending on what else I have going on in that day, like family stuff or whatever, they may be like projects, like like something that might take a couple hours of my time, or it may be something really simple. Like it all depends on what time my schedule allows. It's always connecting with people, like connecting with my leaders, like whoever, I always am connected to know who needs me. And I like to keep a completely open door policy so that everybody knows, if you ever need me, reach out to me and I will be here for you. Or if I can't answer you right away, I will say, like, I will get back to you soon. So for me, it's a lot of it's connecting with members and my personally enrolled members, and making sure that they're good with their monthly orders, and they're being educated on the products that they have, and answering questions for them, touching base and saying like, how are you doing? Is there anything I can help you with? Like, send me some products an oil that's sitting on your shelf that you don't know what to do with, and I'll teach you, I'll send you some ideas, things like that. Working with my members, working with my team, and making sure that they have everything in place that they need to be successful and lead their teams. And then always talking to new people too, because if you guys, like, as you know, in today's world, you take a quick minute at Facebook or Instagram, people are suffering out there. People need a light. They need hope. They need products. Like, they're cleaning with toxic products. They're burning toxic candles. They're bathing their babies in toxic stuff, and like, no judgment at all, because I did it too. But they need us. And so, like, I don't know, it's searching, I'm not like searching, it's like, things pop up. So it's being social with other people, and then happening to notice like, oh, she looks like she might need a friend to talk to. And then like reaching out to somebody and being like, hey, I see that you're struggling. Like, do you want to chat? And then just, it's like being a human. Like, my job is being a human and caring about people. And then there is definitely some administrative stuff that goes along with it, like making sure that people's orders get processed, and making sure that they know if it didn't, like, so that they have the opportunity to get it fixed before the month ends, because our business runs on like a month-to-month cycle and things like that. So there's certain administrative things, but in general, I get to spend my time like really loving on people and meeting them where they are, and whatever they need. And sometimes like I will go a while without talking to a certain person. And then there's some people I talk to every single day. It depends on where they are in the journey. My job is to, like, I like the analogy of people on a field, like on a soccer field or a football field or whatever. And your job is to get the players to move down the field. And like, you want to get them from like the starting line all the way to the other end of the field, to the end zone, so that they can score the goal. Yeah. And so it's just like helping people move down the field. So, and it looks like a lot of different things at different levels, but it's always about people. And we could have separate conversations. If anybody has questions about, I'd be happy to talk more about that.
All right. Well, you guys have heard from Steph. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for taking your time. I'm so excited. If you have questions, drop them below and we will have Steph answer them, or one of us will answer them and reach out to you.
Sounds good. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
All right.